Anwar, a tough result against the top team today. What's your thoughts on the performance?
Performance-wise, I thought in the first half we got into the changing room and I was quite pleased. I thought we defended extremely well as a team. You know, some great heroic defending to limit their chances and threat. And I thought we had a spell after not a poor start, but I think they started better than us. We had a decent spell where we had some good possession, put some crosses in, some half chances, some corners. And you know, we didn't make the most of that spell, and we didn't really give the keeper Brad, who was good to see again, you know, too much to do. But to go into half time, I thought was decent from us, and it was about doing the same in the second half and trying to stay in the game and nick a goal and nick those 3 points. So definitely come away from today with a point. However, I think the second half was disappointing from us. I thought they got stronger, and I think we didn't. And then obviously they scored. But when we did get a goal back, I felt like there was a chance, there was still time. And regardless of what the situation, how well or how bad you play, if there's only one goal in any game, there's always a chance. And obviously the penalty at the end just put bed to the game, really.
Yeah, exactly that. Looking back to the start of the game, there was one change. Ricky coming in for Josh, who's obviously injured with a bit of a hamstring injury. Noobs, of course, is just resting with this injury as well at the moment. Ricky was given a slightly deeper role, playing, I believe, in the number 10 sort of role, just behind the striker. What was the thinking behind that?
So we looked at Hartlepool, we looked at their strengths and their weaknesses. They've got 2 very, very offensive wing backs that are very key to how they play. And also the number 8, Featherston's a very, very good player. He makes them tick. And I think out of possession, you've got to make sure that you've got your eyes on him and don't let him dictate games, because when he has done this season, he's been very influential and he's been one of the big reasons why they've got a lot of success. And I think in the first half, we actually did that really, really well. We limited them. They were going long, which actually I think they're more of a possession-based side, but they were going longer, and the 2 forwards that they have are willing runners, and they were causing problems, but like I said, we dealt with it. So up until, you know, 10 minutes into the second half, I was quite comfortable. Yes, we weren't our offensive self in terms of the getting the ball, creating loads of chances, but when you play against good sides, sometimes that is limited, but you've got to stay in the game, and then when you get a chance, take it. But like I said, I think during the second half, we didn't carry that momentum on, and I thought they actually got stronger, and they're a good side. And I think my message to the players afterwards was, when you play against a better side, you've got to perform for 95 minutes. You know, you can't have periods or spells where you are good and then periods and spells where you're not so good. And I think that was the difference today. I think there was a period where we were really good in the first half, but in the second half they were better than us, and they made the most of their chances, and I don't think we caused them enough problems.
I think you hit the nail on the head. With the first half, we were fairly even. You know, there wasn't really anything too much in it. A couple of chances, a couple of goal line clearances from us, a couple of, you know, close goals for us. So they'll have done the other end. You go into the second half, and the first goal from them, it's a bit unfortunate because he's turned, had the shot, and because of the weather, it's deflected off Mitch's arms and fallen into the back of the net. Yeah,
it was a disappointing goal because I think there was a combination of a few errors in there. Having said that as well, the lads have told me that they thought that when the ball went forward, just before the goal, there was a handball, there was a potential free kick, and the referee played an advantage. So a combination of errors, and I think we could have defended it well, but ultimately, you know, good players, when they get half a chance, they'll make the most of it, and it's just a disappointing time to score. But listen, at 1-0, you're always in it. I think it's important because when the good teams come here, or we go to the good teams, you know, goals are going to be scored, and I think it's how you react to them, which is really, really important. And I think that was what lost us the game today. That reaction from that first goal. Yes, it's disappointing, but it's about character. Bounce back, stay in the game, and even if it's a point that we take, you know, it's something to hold on to. And the second goal made it really difficult.
I spoke to Toby Edser about that as well, and he said it was the same sort of thing. It was a reaction from the goal that arguably cost us the game today. And it'd be fair to say, would there be from a younger side, maybe it's still learning and still developing and emotionally in this sort of game?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're trying to win the title, so they've got a bit between their teeth, and they're going to push, and they're going to push, and they're going to ask questions, and they did, and we answered a lot of those questions. And I think the key today was that second goal. They scored that second goal, and it really made it difficult for us. It's an uphill struggle against a very good side when you're 2-0 down. Pleased that we got a goal, because I thought, you know what, we haven't given up. We haven't, you know, said like take the 3 points and go back up the road to Hartlepool. We're gonna give you a game and finish strong. But after the second goal, it just, you know, they used their maturity and good play in terms of putting in the right areas. They manage it well, and obviously got the penalty at the end, and the score kind of flatters the performance, I think. Yes, they were better than us, but a 3-1 sort of game, maybe you could say that's fair, but I think in the first half, defending warranted, less goals.
The weather as well was a bit of a funny one today. It seemed to pour at times, and then it suddenly sunnied up and was completely dry. Did that maybe affect the game plan at times when we changed the way you're looking at the game?
Not really. I mean, to be honest, we had every season in the space of an hour and a half. I got drenched and I felt like I was in Spain, and then it was the only thing we didn't have was wind. But to be honest, listen, they had the same conditions that we had. The pitch was the same for them than it was for us. I think ultimately it's not about making excuses. Ultimately, over the course of 90 plus minutes, they were better than us. I think we competed for periods, but they were better than us. And sometimes you've got to give credit to the opposing team. They came here, they were strong, they had a way of playing, and they did it really, really well. So credit to them, and I wish them all the best in terms of their running, if it's going to be a title challenge or via the playoffs.
There's two positives towards the end of the game. One was seeing Mo back on the score sheet from the penalty spot, and also young Reece Wiley making his debut for the club. That's
a massive thing today, because Reece Wiley's been really, really good in training. I think he's a promising young player, and this season's been difficult because we've not been able to loan him out. Players are having to train and then wait and sit on the stands every single weekend. So it's been difficult, but glad that he got a run out in the team and made his debut. I think it's a big day for anyone, and I think he's a smashing young player and he fully deserves that accolade. Mo's penalty was brilliant. It's good to see him on the score sheet. He took it really, really well. And it's about now finishing the season in the right way. We've got 3 games, and I'm so glad that the fans are coming back on Tuesday, because that's going to give the players the impetus to give it their all and finish the season strong, because that's what the fans here can do. And for me, it's a great opportunity for some of our players that have joined this year to actually experience what it's like to be an Aldershot fan for the day. They're going to be here, the stands are going to be full. Listen, we might not have as many as we would do traditionally, but I think it would just be great for them to sample what it's like to be here, under normal conditions.
Exactly that. We want to finish the season strongly. We don't want to go out on a whimper, like I said to Toby, and we start that with the fans back again on Tuesday against Eastleigh at home.
Yeah, listen, the players in there are probably thinking that we've been a little bit harsh on them. The manager has been quite, said a few choice words and been quite aggressive in how he feels today, because ultimately, yes, we can't win the league and we can't get relegated. But every time you put a shirt on, every time you cross the white line, you're representing this club and you're representing the manager and myself. And I think you have to do that the way that we are. You can't switch it on and off. It's not a light switch. Today I'm going to perform and tomorrow I'm not. We have to have a way of playing, and that has to be continuous, regardless if you play a team in step 5 in the FA Cup or your Premier League team. That's what we do. This is who we are, and I think that's really, really important. I'm not saying it will. We need the fans to be back to give us that extra impetus, but to have them here, I know for a fact, the players have missed that. So to have them here on Tuesday night and then Saturday, I think it's going to be fantastic for the boys. And you know what? It's been a tough season. Some tired legs, but that will give them the energy to make sure we do finish the season stronger.
Are you in the shop? Sign up below.
Click here for the next video, click here to subscribe.